Alright guys, what's going on? Today I'm here to show you guys the workbench that I built here in my enclosed trailer, but I'm also going to show you how I screwed up and actually damaged the outside of my trailer while doing this shelf. So the biggest problem that I wanted to solve in my trailer was I wanted to have a workbench that I could work off of if I'm doing irrigation stuff, or if I just wanted to sit down and eat lunch or paperwork or whatever. And I know it's going to be hot in here, and I'm not talking about like all the time I'm going to be sitting in here eating lunch or doing paperwork, but honestly I just thought it would be kind of cool to have a workbench in my trailer if I ever need it and when I ever need it. But I also wanted to have kind of a space in here to where I could store stuff as well. So I'm not smart enough to come up with this kind of design, so I actually copied off another YouTube video on how to build this thing. I will put that link in the description. You guys can check it out. She's got an awesome channel. I've watched a few of her videos to where she does a lot of just a lot of custom builds like this. And I literally just took her design, the way she built hers, and I did this without the legs. So the only thing I didn't do was the legs, because I wanted this shelf in here, just like this shelf right here. I wanted one underneath here to kind of store stuff in and just kind of have a space to where I can have a store, because most of the time this is going to be up. The only time this is actually going to be down is when I'm actually at a job and working on something. So this isn't going to ride completely folded down or nothing like that. So this is how you see it right now, is how it's going to be probably 90% of the time. Okay, so let's go through it real quick. So literally I just built a shelf similar to the ones I did over here. But this time I put some dividers in there, and I also put bungee cord across there to keep all my stuff in there. So I knew that I was going to have to store bigger stuff in here. I couldn't store nothing really small because the bungees wouldn't have the effect. So what I ended up doing is I put my pop-ups here, I put my rotors here, and I got some valves here for all my irrigation stuff. And this is just kind of where I'm going to store them at. And so basically we built the shelf, we put the piano hinge on the back side, and then we built the top to go around the shelf. So basically what I did with the bungees is I drilled holes on the side here, and they just clip in. So you got the curve of the bungee, and they literally just kind of clip in like that, and then they stay nice and tight. But the only thing I didn't think about on that was now I have this 2x4 here that is rubbing up against there. It actually doesn't affect it a whole lot, but what I'm thinking about doing is kind of notching out right here to where it will just fold down nice and smooth. It folds down really nice now. It's just a tad bit tight because of the hooks on the bungees. So how I did the top, I put 2 eye bolts in, I put a handle here and a handle here, and I'm just using a carabiner to keep it nice and tight. And you can see kind of I messed up a little bit because I used a different handle before, and the handle was really flimsy, so when I screwed in it bent the handle. And then yeah, so I had to end up having to go get some other ones, but this time it worked out pretty well. And then to give it a little bit more beef, because there's no legs on there, we put some support down here as well. And then we ended up, I got some small PVC pipe and poly pipe down there where I could just set that on there and it's going to be good to go. So we just wanted to give it that little extra support. So basically that's the workbench. Let me fold it down, let you guys see what it looks like folded down. There it is. There's your workbench. Now it is a tad bit high for when you're sitting down. I kind of had to split the difference a little bit on height as far as standing. If I wanted to stand and work or sit down and work, I had to kind of split the difference, because I didn't want it too low to where now I can't stand at all. I didn't want it too high to where now I can't sit at all. So we just kind of split the difference. And I think it turned out really well. I really like it. So where I messed up at is when I hung all the stuff, all the racks in the trailer, I used 2-inch self-tapping screws. And where I wasn't thinking and where I messed up at is the thickness of the racks. You know, it's an 1/8 of an inch or whatever. So I think what was happening is I was barely not hitting the outside aluminum. I used the same screws I used over there here, and the handles were a lot thinner, and I ended up just poking straight through the trailer. And let's go take a look at that. As you can see, I got 3 spots. So I drilled through right there, I drilled through there, and I'm not sure what I was doing there, but as you can see, I damaged my trailer. I was very angry when I did that. You guys know that when you buy a piece of equipment or something, that first scratch, that first dent, the first hole in the wall, it irritates the crap out of you, and that's the way I was with this one. It took me about 30 minutes to actually calm down. I was really upset, but then once I kind of looked at it, I can fix that. It's not that big a deal. Alright guys, so there's my folding workbench in my enclosed trailer. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.